All right! Lee!
Whitestone ready to fire Kathy Hochul?
Yeah!
Oh yeah, 17 days to go. 17 days. We got in this race over a year and a half ago. And over the course of this long journey across New York, which has taken us multiple times right through Whitestone. As a matter of fact, we had a rally right here at the end of July. There have been a lot of conversations that you all had with loved ones, with family, with neighbors, talking about the stakes, talking about that same sense of purpose that brings you here today. You know, George was asking you just now how much you love the state. And you know, this is something that many of us have been reflecting on. We should be able to very proudly and confidently say that we live in the greatest state, in the greatest country in the history of the world. It should be a very easy thing for all of us to be able to say. Now I'm able to say that we absolutely are living in the greatest country ever. But it's really hard when your state is leading the entire nation in population loss to be able to say that, yeah, we're the best of 50. We want to be the best. The reason why everybody is hitting their breaking point and fleeing is because those in charge have been attacking wallets and safety and freedom. The people who are in charge can't even tell you why New York leads the entire nation in population loss. How can any of us ever expect Kathy Hochul to fix this if she doesn't even understand why everybody's leaving? You all know why this state leads the whole country in population loss. And you're committed to do absolutely everything in your power to fix it, to save it. We have people in our lives who wake up on an election day and voting is a game time decision. A lot of those people, even if they don't vote, they'll wake up the day after. And they may even complain about what happened the day before. I mean, you're doing your part, you're here. There have been times in life, and I learned it in the military, if somebody's asking you what they need to do, I try to be as efficient as possible. I try to ask for as little as possible to accomplish the mission. In this blue state of New York, where Joe Biden, by the way, in 2020, I mean, that margin was like 24 points. We can't take absolutely anything for granted. There's an enthusiasm gap that's out there, yes. It's easier for you to have that conversation, to vote for your candidate, as opposed to the people on the other side trying to get others to convince that same person to vote for theirs. The ask is that every single person here needs to do absolutely everything in your power, from the beginning of each day to the end, telling everyone you know, doing everything you can, and taking nothing at all for granted. And then what happens on election night is that after the polls close and the results start coming in, as you can reflect, as Bob Holden was just talking about, in a historic election of 28 years ago, what you'll be able to see on the screen, hopefully all of you in person, at a victory party here in the city on Tuesday, November 8th. Is the race for New York governor getting called? And whether it's tuned into Fox or CNN or MSNBC or whomever else is on that screen, that host will be telling you breaking news. CNN has to tell you very, very reluctantly that we can call the state of New York and they have a new governor. But we have to work for it. And then we have to get to work in saving the state. And that means the first thing that we need to do on day one, as soon as we get there, is tell the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg he's being fired. Now, we want to be able to work with other people in the state legislature. They should come to the table. We have to fix all these different pro-criminal laws, but they're indicating that they won't come to the table. So you know what we need to do on day one is that we are going to declare a crime emergency in New York, and we are going to suspend cashless bail and the other pro-criminal laws they passed. Y'all see that new CDC guidance that came out this week? To add the COVID vaccine? Well, I want to make it crystal clear, and I'll tell you what Kathy Hochul won't, because we don't see eye to eye on this. See, she looks around and she sees a bunch of her apostles. She looks at herself when she looks out at all of you, and she thinks that she's your mother. She's actually said this stuff out loud. By the way, she'd probably say that we are all not New Yorkers. She said that I wasn't a New Yorker because she disagreed with me and I'm challenging her. She said that I needed to get on a bus and move to Florida. I kind of took her advice a little bit. The next day I got in the car and I drove to Florida, New York. I was endorsed by the mayor of Florida, New York. We're not going anywhere. We're staying here and fighting for our state. And that means fighting for our kids. And as governor, I will totally oppose any proposed COVID vaccine mandate in grade school, higher education, for employment or otherwise.
Thank you.
Nobody should have been fired for what is a personal decision. Every single person who's been fired should get offered their jobs back with back pay. There are thousands of New York families who lost their loved ones in nursing homes. They will not rest until they get the justice that they demand. So on day one, to do that, to deliver what was long promised to them, the answers, the justice, the accountability, we will appoint a special prosecutor to investigate the deadly nursing home order and cover-up here in the state of New York. Last Sunday morning, I was doing an interview with Maria Bartiromo. She asked me, what are you going to do in your first 100 days? And I thought about it for a second. I said, you know what? It's not about what are you going to do in your first 100 days. It's about what all of us together are going to get done in the first 100 minutes to save the earth. Here's the deal. I can guarantee for you, that if we don't do all in, if we do everything in our power, from this day until the polls close on election night, in all 62 counties, this is our part of the state to take care of what we need to do right here. And I do a lot of rallies around the state, and you have a lot of fellow New Yorkers who feel just as passionately as you do in different counties and different regions with the same sense of purpose. Some want to restore balance to Albany. That's their motivation. Some people want to be able to afford to live out their New York dream as still being an American dream. They want to be able to buy a home. They want to be able to extract natural gas that's under them, like in the southern tier. They want pipelines approved. People have different hopes and different purposes, different dreams. I guarantee you that if we do everything in our power between now and 9 p.m. on election night. I'm telling you, we are going to elect a new governor here in the state of New York, and we will save our state.
All right.
I want to give a shout out here. My father and stepmother are here. David and Carol, thank you for coming out. I want to thank Vicki Palladino, Councilwoman. How great is she? Vicki Palladino's doing a great job. She's a fighter. Bob Holden, I'll tell you, listen, it's not easy to do what you know is right when you start getting the incoming from your own party because you're standing up to your own party. It's easier when you might be taking on the other party. Well, but Bob Holden is a sitting New York City councilman and a Democrat. And Bob Holden decided, you know what, I am going to do what I know to be right. And in a way, it became an easy decision for him. And I want to thank Bob Holden for his courage, his strength, his leadership. Thank you, Bob Holden. And you're going to hear from him in a couple minutes. We ran a spirited primary. We're pretty good friends. It was kind of awkward for a little bit. I'm excited he's here. I'm grateful for all the support. Give a big round of applause for Andrew Giuliani.